Hello everyone, welcome back to No Man's Sky 2.42 normal mode. Today we're going to make a few stasis devices from just the scratch stuff that we've picked up here and there from resource depots and manufacturing facilities. And then we're going to go up to the freighter and play with the nutrient processor. Woohoo! The exciting part about this is that we've been collecting stuff in here. And you can see I've used a lot of stuff. I could probably make a little bit more because I have some sulfurine. That's radon. That's nitrogen. There it is right there in front of me. That's ceronium. Oh, it seems I can still, I can still do that. There it is, thermocondensate. So we can make 3. Yeah, we can make 3 more thermic condensates. And that's just stuff that we've picked up here and there. I've used a lot of it. I still have hot ice. And what I'm missing for that is for the next step here for iridescite is magna gold. So if I had magna gold and auronium and grantine, I'd be able to make some more iridescite and therefore some more stasis devices. But let's look in the Colossus, where we have a colossal amount of stuff. I harvested the living glass and I made quite a bit of that. I harvested all the circuit boards. For some reason, I have a bug in my game where instead of making 40 circuit boards, which is how many I was aiming for, it's actually doubling everything, and I don't know why it's doing that. It's very confusing. But right here we have iridesite, quantum processors, and cryogenic chambers. And we're going to have some of that left over. And if you look on your stasis device blueprint, it says quantum processors, cryogenic chambers, and iridesite. So I've got, looks like 11 is how many I can make, because I have 11 quantum processors. So we'll go ahead and make 11 of those. And this is just from stuff. I haven't harvested any gas farms. I haven't gone out and used gases or developed any of these minerals. This is just stuff that I've picked up in resource depots. I have no idea what it's going to take right now to find a good price for those stasis devices. But at the moment, we've got 11 of them, so 156... 171 million units just from that little bit. So that's money. And we've worked on that. You know, we've built a farm. We've gone out and done manufacturing facilities. We've hit a lot of resource depots. Let's grab this. And, you know, we've done a little bit of work. We haven't built a huge stasis device farm yet. I may not even do that because frankly I just did it on Perma 2020 and I can link you to that here down there. And at the end of the video, and you can see how to build a huge stasis device farm. It's hiccup. It's scaled down for permadeath, but I really like the color of the trees at this time of day. They're so pretty. So I still have a ton of supplies. I can make a lot more circuit boards. And we'll just leave that stuff on the Colossus because we won't need the money. Let's see what the price is here. I'm going to call the anomaly over here so that it won't be in the way as I'm trying to aim for the space station. Still gonna get that portal. It wants me to go to the portal. There we go. I took one thing out of the mix. We'll run over to the space station and look at our local prices for stasis devices. If you do make stasis devices, even 2 or 3, don't sell them to your main galactic trade terminals. Sell them to NPCs as much as you can. If you're traveling through a system and you just want to dump your stasis devices, that's completely different. This is our home system. If I sell them here, I'm going to destroy the market for at least 2 or 3 days, and I won't be able to sell them again. Not that we need the money. So we have 122 million. I've spent quite a bit of money between the freighter and those 2 starships that I bought the other day. I've spent quite a bit of that money, but we are going to recoup it. One of these GTTs will tell me a good price. This system says that we are going to get plus 1.9. That's an agreeable price. It's not negative. And we got a short runway, so I shouldn't have too much to worry about. There's another GTT back there in the bar. And of course there's one on our freighter where we can check the price. But here comes the ship right now. I think it's a timeless beer rot. Nope, it's actually the Explorer that matches it. Which one's this one? This is just the B-18. Alrighty, dude. Have I got a deal for you? I'll trade pleases warrior ancestors. That's good news. Sorry. Sell stasis devices at 1.9%. We're going to sell them here instead of into the galactic trade terminal, because this guy is not going to affect the price. So 174 million units. There we go. And just to prove that, I don't have any left, so I can't show you the price. Should have saved one back. I could go make another one, I suppose. Alright, let's go over here. I try to keep these pulse targets away from each other, rather than driving myself crazy. We can hope in the coming update that they're going to do something about it. But I haven't heard anyone talk about it. And usually what you hear the community talking about is what we're going to get in the update. And the reason for that is because Hello Games listens to us. They have their own ideas, and they also listen to us. And, you know, every once in a while one of us says something really smart, and they're like, oh, okay, well, let's do that. But a lot of people were begging for pets and for animal farming, and we did get that. Synthesis was more about giving the community, like everything they'd been asking for a long time, as much as they could, you know. All right, so, yeah. Haven't put anything in those planners yet. Alright, we have a bunch of nutrient processors, and we're going to put a few of them to work if it's possible. Apparently I'm carrying more than I thought. No, that's a hermetic seal. Alright, let's make sure we're not carrying anything else. I don't know if I have room for this. I might just dump it into a new container. Batteries. There's the nav data. Metal plate. That's garbage. That. And nope, that's not the right one. I think it's actually the one over. It's the one over. It's this one right here. This is where the lemium actually goes. But we'll drop that in there, and I'm going to drop off one beacon. And I'm going to get rid of that. And, oh, I did have one place left. Let's put the marine shelter back there. And put that there. And then I have all this space. Alrighty. I want to have access to everything. I think I'm out of space. Oh, I just made it. Now, everything that's actually in the ingredient storage will have access to. So, because it automatically has access to the ingredient storage when you're using a nutrient processor. You don't always have to make the most complicated stuff, but I am going to go ahead and start the complicated stuff. So we have wheat. With wheat, we make simple flour. We have milk somewhere. There's some milk. With milk, we make simple cream. In here, I think I had cream left over. With cream, we make simple butter. And we're going to have to let that cook, because I don't know if I have any butter left. I think I cooked it all, because I have the pie cases done. And there's pastry. So we'll get to that next step. All right, let's move on. Really quickly, impulse beans go straight to bittersweet chocolate. And this is a usable form of the chocolate. You don't have to add anything else to that. You can give chocolate directly to Cronus, or you can put it in a pie and make chocolate pie out of it. So that goes by pretty quickly. That's chocolate. Fireberry and the rest of the berries make these juices, and with them you make jellies and jams. And it doesn't take very long to get a few going. There's 4 and 5. I should probably put that away. And I think I actually am going to have to make sugar before I can go on with that. Oops. Let's put that down in ingredient storage. And here's some sugar right here. Sweet root and cactus flesh make sugar. Cactus flesh, like frostwort, when you're using frostwort to make flour, it's a 2-step process. Cactus flesh is the same way. It's a 2-step process. So be careful not to mix the cactus juice with anything. Just put the cactus juice right back into the refiner. All right, these guys are all done. So now we have some flour. And we have some cream, which we can then make butter with. And now we have some butter, which we made the cream with. And we're going to come, I'm standing in a bad position. There we go. And we're going to come back over here. And to flour, we're going to add butter. And that's going to make pastry. Let's see if we have any more basic ingredients we need to make. Just looking really quickly here. All of the things that you make bait with also make these juices for making jams. And we'll just quickly make some pulpy root juice. Jams and jellies can also be turned into much more complex things like jelly donuts. And let's go ahead and run the rest of the pastries. Make pie cases. And now we have butter and refined flour again. Makes pastry. All right. And there's some sugar. And I think that's not quite right. I probably need some flour. Is pie case and juice? Nope, pie case is too far. So we'll hold on to that pie case right there. And what was the other thing? So the other day we put jade peas in. So all of the herbal stuff makes vegetables. So you have jade peas, except for heptaloid wheat, of course. And do I have all that stuff? Frozen tubers. There you go. There's steamed vegetables. And I think that's all that I had was tubers and jade peas. And all of these things like flesh and roots and berries make juice, like this juice. Alrighty. Now then, we have pastry. Have we run out of... you stopped making... Oh, I only put one in there. Let's take this over here. We'll put the butter in with that, and we'll make some more pastry. Pastry, all by itself, goes back in to make a pie case, if that's what you want to make. There's a complete list of these recipes on Zane's World. Now we can make some pie, although we might have to make some more stuff. Here's some chocolate. So just chocolate and pie case makes a cocoa tart. What was I doing in there? I forgot. Oh, here's some more pie case. I don't have very many ingredients here. Let's put this in there and make some vegetables. Here's some peas. We'll make some vegetables with that. And let's go back down here to... Where'd we go with that? Did I cook it all? Oh, there it is. Oh, I've only got 2 of them. There's some more vegetables. There's some more pastry. Okay, put the butter away. Pastry, once again, goes straight to pie case all by itself. It's got 5 to go. There's some cocoa tarts. There's some vegetables. This one's going to be done, though. We'll grab that. I hate how it keeps flipping me around like that. Alrighty. Now that both those things are steamed vegetables, they can stack, even though they came from different products. And we will grab some pie cases, and then we will have high fiber pie. And in here we've got more pie cases waiting, and there's some more pie cases waiting. You can see how it's useful to have a bunch of nutrient processors, because in a lot less time than it would normally take to stand there and make these things, we've basically got this all going all around us and got that one done. Alright, gotta turn our character around. And we got high fiber pie in there. That one's waiting for chocolate. Let's grab some more chocolate. And there's 10 chocolates. This is why I pick this stuff up all the time. Because I really want... There's the chocolate. I really want this stuff to sort of be in production all the time. There's 21 pies, and there's some pie cases. In here, let's take that out of there. In your ingredient storage, I would suggest that you only put the stuff that you're going to use to make bait with. And so... fireberry and jade peas and pulpy roots and sweet root and a little bit of wheat, and we'll go back to that in just a second. I'm going to go grab all of this. That one's empty. That one's cooking. There's some pies. There's some pie cases. And we're making cocoa. Let's stop doing that for a minute. Okay. When you go up to Cronus and you want to give him stuff, but you don't want to give him a bunch of random things like carbon nanotubes, you have to have everything you don't want him to ask for in a storage container. That is the only way to stop him from asking for it. So everything that we're not going to give him needs to be in a container. And that includes stuff that's actually in the cooking process. Now I've left a bunch of stuff in ingredient storage. And that should be secure in there. So I'll pick up my one nutrient processor and go here, and I've got high fiber pies and cocoa tarts. We have 39 things to give him. A couple of those recipes I learned from Zane's World, and I'm going to link that recipe list to you on zanesworld.com. But many of them I learned on the fly, just dropping my nutrient processor and throwing stuff in. You know what? I completely forgot to go over bait. Now that we have everything in the nutrient processor, when we take a tame wild animals mission, we can go over bait. Oh, good grief. You can't have my ionized cobalt. It's not even the most valuable thing I'm carrying. So we've done this before. I have 9,000 nanites, and now we are going to hand in stuff to Cronus. And we're going to have a lot more. Oh boy. I had to move some straw around today. My hen, who's been laying on eggs, started hatching her eggs in the middle of the night. From the time they start, she's got 72 hours until the eggs, rather, I should say, have 72 hours until the hen will give up and just take the living chicks and go and let whatever's left pass away. All right, so we've put everything away properly. So the only thing we're going to see is what we want Cronus to have. So we got cocoa tarts. And if you get your character lined up just right, you can zip right through this. And high fiber pie. So we're on the weight right now. I don't know how many she's got. There's a maximum number of 13 because that's how many eggs she had. But I think probably 2 of the eggs were laid too late because the other hen kept coming in and laying eggs while the first hen had already decided to go broody. It's called going broody. She decided to set the eggs, and the other hen kept coming in and laying eggs until the broody hen decided, no, I'm tired of this. But they start chirping about 24 hours before they hatch. 12 to 24 hours before they hatch. And I could tell yesterday afternoon that the hen had changed her demeanor. So I knew they were chirping. I've hatched out eggs in brooders, and have hand hatched eggs many times. And watching a hen do it is just as nerve-wracking. I'm trying really hard not to get attached to the little guys, though. I haven't seen any of them yet. I can hear them, but I haven't seen them. It's farm life. I always threaten to do a farming series, like real farming. He didn't like that one very much. Technically, that was high fiber pie. Alrighty, 39 pies, and just randomly getting what we get for them. There's no way to really dictate. They're both tier 5, I think. They're both tier 5 recipes, I think. The high fiber pie may only be a tier 4, but they both have the possibility of getting the maximum number of nanites. So it's pretty random how many you're going to get. But I get an average amount, and I usually do pretty good. Are we yet not done? I thought we were done. Good grief. I wouldn't suggest now, Patrice Marie, if you know her, Mythic Variable, she did like several hundred at one time. I don't know how she had the patience for it, really. I don't think I could stand here and do several hundred. I think the most I've ever dropped on him at once was 100 pies. And then I went and made more and came back. Because this part is incredibly boring. I say that as I'm videotaping it. Trying to hurry. Oops, missed the button. Missing the button is not hurrying. So, but you can see if you can just get him just lined up, just right. You don't have to constantly go back and back and back, you know. And the way one way you can do that is to use your visor and point it like directly at him. And then you can see that E for interact is right there. All right, we had 9,127, I think it was. And we now have 11,900, which is a net gain of 3,000. Yeah, that's about 3,000. 3,000 nanites in a half an hour is not terrible. I'm sure that you can do more than that scrapping ships, but you would have to have a particular system to scrap ships in, and there is, and I've done it, I think it was on Perma 2020 as well. Scrapping exotic ships, there's a system where 2 exotic ships come in at the same time. And if you've got the slots for it, you need to be able to buy 2 starships. So you can only have a maximum of 4 starships. But if you can buy both of them and scrap them and jump right back down and reload, they'll come right back in together. And then you can do a lot more than 3,000 nanites in a half an hour. But it's dependent on the system, and if you don't have all your glyphs, which we don't, then this is by far the fastest way to get them. And I could have done a lot more. I had a lot more ingredients. All right, you guys, that is the nutrient processor and stasis devices, and we have 297 million units, and we're rich. We're rich, and we have nanites too. I want to thank you all so much for coming along. Tomorrow is the weekend community event, and I may or may not do it. I don't know. It depends on how much difficulty is involved. Either way, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.